Welcome back, everybody, to Rantpocalypse Talks The Walking Dead. I'm Justin.
Hey, I am Kelly, and I am Justin's mom, and Justin is my son, and we are so happy that you decided to stop by our channel.
Yeah, we are really excited for you guys to stop by our channel. And I will say right up front, I'm gonna show you guys two things. I'm
Oh,
gonna share two things with you.
okay.
One is not a thing I'm gonna share with you, but my mom is down here on the camera.
I
So
know.
if I look down here, it's because my mom, her face is down there. What I'm looking at on
Yes.
my camera's here,
hmm
you're here. So
I hate that because when you get to a certain age, you don't want to look down because it does not look good on your face. So I keep trying to look up, even though
well,
you're down there.
yeah, you're like, hey, what's going on, Justin? How are you doing? Isn't this a great video,
Yeah, yeah,
everybody? I mean,
yeah.
come
Or
on, let's talk
I'm
about The
either
Walking Dead.
I'm either gonna like look up at the camera like this, or I'm just gonna go, "Oh, I know,"
Yeah,
like that.
those are doing, guys. Well, for me, looking down like that, it hurts my neck. Okay, so first thing I'm going to show you guys. Actually, no, I'm going to show you the cool thing first.
Oh,
Cool
okay.
thing first. Let's open with the cool thing, and then I'll give you the shitty thing afterwards. So, all right, cool thing first. Check out this issue of The Walking Dead. This is issue 164.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Image is doing this thing where they're kind of, it's a throwback issue
Mm-hmm.
because back in the day there was a comic book called I believe it was Young Blood or Young Bloods. I cannot remember. And it was like one of the very first Image comics that they ever released. I believe Jim Lee wrote on. He did the art for the
Okay.
comic. I cannot remember who wrote the comic, but it's really cool. Like all of the issues that came out, I believe it was last week, are doing this, where it's just really cool. I just love it. Like, look how cool.
I haven't picked mine up yet.
Yeah, Rick looks so badass. You got
Uh,
Dwight back here looking really cool. I love, there's Carl, there's Sophia right there. I don't know.
Sophia looks extremely pretty there.
I know Sophia is looking smoking
Mm-hmm.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
I love Negan right here as well. Negan looks really cool
He looks
with
creepy as
Lucille.
hell.
Yeah, he does look really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maggie looks really hot in the background too. I don't know if you can see her, but
Oh
right
yeah.
there,
Oh,
right
she does.
above Jesus.
And she looks pissed off.
Yeah, she does look super pissed off. I'm not caught up on the comic book. I'm a couple issues behind, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was such
I
a fantastic issue. It's super cool. It's one of the variant covers,
mm-hmm.
so but it looks really cool. Second thing I want to show you guys is this right here. This is super awesome, right? This is
It's a
so
shelf.
cool.
Oh my God, that is the greatest
It
shelf ever.
Look at this shelf, everybody.
I
Only
know.
9.99.
Why didn't you
No.
do an unboxing video
Yeah,
for that
of
shelf?
this shelf. It's not the shelf itself,
Okay,
even though that rhymes.
it
It's
does.
what went on this shelf previously, and that was my brand new over, well, it was around $1,300 computer.
Yeah.
And I don't say that to be like, I'm like, oh man, I got this, snazzy ass, super expensive computer, which I mean, there are more expensive ones out there, but
hmm
1,300 bucks for me is super damn expensive. I don't think other than my car, I've never purchased something that expensive in my freaking life. But as you can see, it's no longer on here, and that's why we're going back to doing the videos a little bit differently, and that's why
Yeah.
we're a little bit late on this review. So I just wanted to share that with you
It
guys
has
because
been the week from hell. I mean,
yes.
it's totally sucked. It has, yeah. We just hadn't had any fun trying to do videos because every time we tried, something would poop out on us.
Yeah, every time it was just an epic fail. But thank you guys for being patient for our discussions on The Walking Dead. We're gonna give you guys a little mini review of this week's episode because then we're gonna come back tomorrow and do our full podcast discussion where we'll break things out by topic. And just to let everybody know, if you're watching this review, what we do in that is we record our full discussion. So it's like an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, however long it is, but then we have specific topics that we talk about in that podcast discussion. And what I've been doing is I've been breaking some of those topics out and putting them as separate individual videos. So that way, if you're like, hey, I want to hear Justin Kelly talk about this topic, but I don't really give a shit about, what they
Right.
have to say about these other things, then you have that choice. And then later, we upload the entire podcast discussion
And
in its, glorious 1 hour
right.
and some odd minutes long.
And that's why we had some confusion on YouTube. People are like, God, I'm having deja vu because I swore you guys already said this. Well, we had.
Yeah, we
So
did.
that was the deal. You're not crazy. We had already said it.
You may be a little bit crazy, but so are we, and that's why we love you. So let's get into this episode, which was season 7, episode 10, entitled "New Best Friends." What did you think about the episode, Mom?
Well, from what I can remember, because it was a couple of days ago that I watched it. No, I think I
Oh,
watched it.
have
No,
you
I
not
watched
watched it
it. I
again?
have. I've watched it like 4 times.
Okay, so have I.
I loved the episode. I thought it was really great. I loved this part is my favorite part. The fact that we actually got 2 episodes in a row with a big majority of our main characters.
Yeah.
In past seasons recently. If we see Rick,
Hmm.
we don't see him again for a couple of episodes. So it was
Yes.
nice. We saw Daryl, we saw Rick, we saw Michonne. I loved that part. I still think Rick might be acting just a little teeny tiny crazy.
Yes, I would concur with that
Yeah, good.
statement.
I'm glad because I didn't quite see why he was smiling so big. I mean, I get it, but still, it seems very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange for him to be all that jazzed about this new group. We don't know a whole lot about them.
Hmm.
They seem to be a little bit on the odd side.
Oh yeah.
They threw Rick down this garbage dump and made him fight off this ginormous badass walker, Winslow.
Yeah.
I did love that Winslow had a name
Yes.
because that was just super cool. But yeah, it is a little bit weird for Rick to be as excited as he is. One, because these people seem very odd, and two, our group pretty much kicked the crap out of them whenever they got into a little bit of a scrum with them. Tara's beating some girl's ass.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody was
Yeah.
getting their ass beat that was a part of this junkyard gang, or the Heapsters, I believe, is what the character that plays Jadis
Right.
refers to them
Hmm.
as. That's two big reasons right there, because I'm like, okay, can they fight? And two, are they going to be reliable to fight? And that is something that
Right.
it remains to be seen at this point. I don't know. I did enjoy the episode as well. There was some problems that I had with it, mainly concerning this new group. I thought it was a little bit strange that their language had devolved somewhat
It
compared to all the other groups.
well, it seemed like they were foreign. Like
Yeah,
maybe after the zombie apocalypse, they all moved to America and somehow, you know, learned English. I don't know.
yeah.
It was just an odd rhythm. I mean, we're gonna put him on the up up up. Show him the up up up. I just there was a lot of things that I thought was very odd, but they were intriguing. So
They were definitely intriguing. It is just kind of weird, and I guess I feel like somewhat of a hypocrite saying this because on one hand, you've got the kingdom where they literally call Ezekiel King Ezekiel. They have this air about them whenever they speak about
hmm.
whatever it is that they're doing. So it's weird for me to, on one hand, take that as being normal, and on the other hand, see this new group,
Right.
and yeah, they're saying the up, 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 and get us guns and jars, jars and guns away from Tamiel now. So I do feel kind of like a hypocrite when I have the kingdom and then I have the junkyard gang, and I say that one of them is strange and the other one is normal. But I guess it's because don't you feel that as society, if we ever were to go through some kind of apocalyptic event, that we would revert back to olden traditions, olden times. It would be more, I guess, normal to revert back to kings, queens, castles, and places like that, as
Yeah,
opposed to this futuristic.
I don't know
It,
about
I
that.
don't know. It seems more Mad Max style. I know a lot of
It
people have compared them to Mad
right.
Max, and that I think it's a very apt comparison.
I think I think that's the way society would go to me. It
Yeah,
would be more of a Mad Max style. Although they still were they had like a military precision about them,
yeah,
like they had, you know, I remember of a drill team on horseback,
yes.
and we do, you know, precision drills at a gallop. That's what they look like to me. Like they had practiced their circles and they were, going in and out of each other. And that's what I felt like. It was a drill. So,
Yeah, I could see that as well. I don't know. There was just something about them that was a little bit off to me. I'm with you though. They are very intriguing. I'm excited to find out more about this group. I hope that they're not another group that we meet that we don't see for another, well,
right,
5 episodes, and then all of a
right.
sudden it's season 8. I know that a lot of the fans are divided on this group. Some are just saying like this is just completely stupid. This is ludicrous. Like it's so out of place compared to how everybody else acts in The Walking Dead.
Huh,
But again, you can't say that whenever you have the kingdom. And we just take that as like this is the truth. This is just
right.
how it is. And then we've got this other group. So I do admit that I definitely feel hypocritical when if I disparage one compared to the other, because they're both a little bit outlandish if you
Hmm.
really, really think about it. That was a little bit off for me, but that was really it. I loved everything else about it. Oh, except for the Walker kill. I don't know how you felt about that. And I think that we're going to get into that a little bit more in our full podcast discussion,
Right.
whether or not they tone down that Walker kill with Winslow, because
Oh,
it definitely seemed toned down to me.
I think so too. Always in the past, we would have
Yeah.
seen the gush of that. And we don't mind violent zombie kills. That's not the issue. That's not even all the whiny babies that have been crying about it. That wasn't their problem. It's the human on human kills that they felt like was too
Yeah.
violent. I think that's what they were complaining about anyway. So
If it warrants it in the story, it should be there. You shouldn't have to censor yourself from those scenes, in my opinion. If the show is rated a certain rating
yeah,
and parents know about it, then you should do whatever it is that rating pertains to, and not have to worry about censoring yourself. And I definitely felt like it was toned down. The viewpoint, the angle over
hmm,
Rick's shoulder, I thought was very awkward, and I didn't think it worked. But that was really it. Those were the two main negatives for me in this episode, because overall I had a blast. I'm like you, I watched it 3 or 4 times already, and I absolutely loved all the Carol and Daryl stuff, the Morgan and Daryl stuff, Richard's meltdown, Father Gabriel stepping up. I thought that was all really, really fantastic stuff, and I can't wait to see more of what's going to happen, especially with Daryl and Richard. Richard, he's a loose cannon at this point.
oh,
Nobody
he's
knows what he's going to do.
he's a hothead, but is he any more of a hothead than anybody else in our world? Now, I will say his plan, that was insane and that was
Yes.
horrible. And how did he think he knew where she came from? Richard knew that Morgan knew her from Alexandria.
Yeah.
So, Daryl knows her. Come
Yeah.
on.
Not a very smart plan.
No, it was not a smart plan. And I thought a lot less of him, and I was really upset that I had him on my zombie fantasy team. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Can I
You're
drop
out.
you? I'm going to need to make a trade really
Exactly.
quickly.
Can I ask for Jerry, please? I
Yeah.
don't know if he's going to make a lot of kills, but he's so much fun.
Yeah.
So,
If you got points for the funnies, Jerry would definitely be
yeah.
the one on your team. But yeah, it is interesting to see what's going to come next with Richard. Whenever Daryl tells him, "Why don't you just do it?" when referring to the fact that Richard said, "I would die for the kingdom," that
Right.
makes me really worried for the future of Richard on the show.
Okay. I felt like Daryl almost should have killed him when he pulled his bow on him, knowing that the dude's plan is to kill his friend, his very good friend. I don't know. It felt like almost in the moment that normally he would have.
I'm glad that he didn't kill him. That
Hmm.
was that because at the end of the day, he is just trying to protect his people. And what you were saying earlier about is he any different than any of our other
Hmm.
characters? Not really. I mean, we see Rosita in the same episode saying that she'll do whatever it takes. She'll take from other people as long as they win.
Right.
And Richard's in the same boat right now. He just wants to win. He wants the kingdom people to be free from the shackles of the
Yeah.
savior. So, no, I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad Daryl didn't kill him. I think he gave him a pretty good beating. And with the warning that he gave him of saying, "You do anything if lightning strikes her, if she gets a cold, I'll come kill your ass. I think that was enough right there to make where Richard would take pause and say, okay, not
Oh,
a
so
very good plan.
okay, so you're saying you like her. Is that okay, now I
Yeah.
get it. I
Oh,
get it. Oh,
what?
I get it.
Wait.
I get it. I get
Oh.
it. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Exactly. Yes. I don't think you'll be doing anything further. And I absolutely loved all the Daryl and Carol stuff. I thought that was really, really good. That's to me when the show's at its best, whenever we
Hmm.
have those just character to character interactions. It's not about some kind of high stakes that are going on. They're not put in some perilous situation, but it's just good old fashioned character driven drama.
Hmm.
And I really, really love that. I feel like that's when Walking Dead is at its best, and we got some really good stuff with that, with Morgan and Daryl and Carol and Daryl and Richard and Daryl. That was all really really good, and that's why for me overall the episode was around at a 4 out of 5 bacons, because that sprinkled in around some of the negative stuff I didn't really like as
Hmm.
much with the new group. It lifted it up. So
Okay.
what about you?
I put this at a good 4 1/4 bacons. I mean, I enjoyed it so much, and for me, that's if I can watch it over and over again and enjoy it every time, I know it's a good episode. So, and I am so intrigued with the Junkyard Gang. I cannot wait to see it, more about them. I think I told you that I thought they reminded me of Zoolander. The
Oh
was
yeah,
it
that's right.
Derelique chic, the way they
Yes.
dressed, because they was all very similar. I just want to hear their backstory, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do that.
This is something that's not in the comic books, which is very neat to see on the show, and it's always nice for comic book readers because we don't really know where they're going to take this storyline.
Right.
I just hope they take it into some interesting places. Right now, I feel like I'm on the skeptical side because I do feel like lately, whenever they've gone off path, even though I want that, I
Right.
love it when they go
Mm-hmm.
off the comic book path. I feel like they really never flesh those storylines out to their full potential. We saw that with Beth and the hospital storyline. I thought that could have went in some really cool places, but they kind of just cut its legs off and shortened it really, really quickly. So I hope that we get more of this. I want to see these characters in the battles to come, and I want to see how they interact with Rick and the gang, as well as with the Kingdom and the other groups. So
Right.
we want to know you guys' thoughts on this episode. Let us know all those thoughts in the comment box down below, and definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button for more Walking Dead goodness, as we'll be back with lots and lots of stuff discussing all the fun topics. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, definitely put it in the comment box below as well. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and we hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.